Thank you to Gamer's Little Playground for use of their captures. A massive ship floats through the starry blackness of deep space. It passes a small blue moon and continues towards a larger orange planet with a thin ring structure in its orbit. Along the ship's sides are hundreds of running lights and the words, Pillar of Autumn, UNSC Halcyon-class cruiser. Fighters escort the cruiser towards the planet, and colossal thrusters on its rear glow a soft blue.
Cortana, all I need to know is, did we lose them?
I think we both know the answer to that.
Inside the Autumn, a decorated naval officer stands with his hands folded in a room full of holographic displays. His name tag reads, Keys. He scratches his head and surveys the scene outside the viewport.
We made a blind jump. How did they...
Get here first? The Covenant ships have always been faster. As for tracking us all the way from Reach, at light speed my maneuvering options were limited.
We were running dark, yes?
Until we decelerated, no one could have missed the hole we tore in subspace.
Keys walks to and examines a bridge crewman's console showing multiple ships.
They were waiting for us on the far side of the planet.
The gas giant and the ring.
So, where do we stand?
Our fighters are mopping up the last of their recon picket now, nothing serious. But I've isolated approach signatures for multiple CCS-class battle groups. Make it 3 capital ships per group. And in about 90 seconds, they'll be all over us.
Well, that's it then. Bring the ship back up to Combat Alert Alpha. I want everyone at their stations.
Everyone, sir?
Everyone.
Crewmen rush to their posts as red warning lights flash.
And Cortana. Let's give our old friends a warm welcome.
I've already begun.
A transparent blue avatar of a young woman, about 50 centimeters tall, appears over a holoprojector. She has short, bobbed hair, and lines of code run along the surface of her skin.
Attention, all combat personnel.
In a spacious holding bay, a Marine in combat armor waves light batons to guide a dropship into place. Ground vehicles and dismounted Marines hurry past one another. Rows of tanks with 4 treads stand ready, as an all-terrain vehicle with a mounted gun descends a ramp into a secondary bay.
14th Platoon rendezvous with 22nd Tactical at both...
A middle-aged black Marine with a thick mustache wears armor plating and a patrol cap, while gesturing animatedly at a disorganized cluster of Marines.
You heard the lady. Move like you got a purpose.
Multiple pairs of boots step into place and line up in 2 columns. The NCO strides between the lines.
Men, keep your eyes downrange, fingers on your triggers, and we all go home in one piece. Am I right, Marines? Sir, yes, sir! Damn right I am. Now move it out. Double time!
Attention, all personnel. We are...
The Marines break formation and run out of the area, as the NCO, Johnson, follows them slowly.
All you greenhorns who wanted to see Covenant up close, this is gonna be your lucky day.
A computer display reads, Unseal the hushed casket. 2 crewmen ponder it in a small observation room.
Sir? Right. Let's thaw him out. Okay. Bringing low-level systems online. Cracking the case in 30 seconds.
A small cargo bay contains multiple cryotubes. One, at its center, holds a man in olive green, full-body armor with a gold visor.
He's hot! Blowing the pins in 5!
Inside the frosty cryotube, text appears in one corner. Reveille. One of the earlier crewmen waits nearby.
Tube shows green. Cycle complete.
The tube pivots open.
Sorry for the quick thaw, Master Chief. Things are a little hectic right now. The disorientation should pass quickly.
Welcome back, sir. We'll have you battle-ready stat.
Master Chief steps out of the cryotube, towering over the crewman. Later,
We're showing green across the board.
Bridge to Cryo 2, this is Captain Key. Send the Master Chief to the bridge immediately.
Captain, we'll have to skip the weapons diagnostics and
On the double, crewman.
Aye, aye, sir. The skipper seems jumpy. We'd better get moving. We'll find you weapons later.
Okay, I'll leave the self-diagnostics running at least. Oh God, they're trying to get through the door! Security! Intruders in Cryo 2!
Sam! Sam! Come on, we've got to get the hell out of here.
the crewman is gunned down in the observation room.
This way!
He leads Chief down an industrial corridor towards a metal door that explodes as they approach it. The crewman's body flies back and crumbles near debris and 2 small fires. Chief finds an alternate route.
Alert, all hands. Boarding parties on port deck 4, 7, and
Chief runs through several other corridors, then arrives at a set of blast doors just as they're closing.
Master Chief, sir. The situation is secure here. You're probably needed somewhere else.
A mix of armored Marines and crewmen in white flight suits shoot down long hallways from hastily placed deployable cover. Behind them lie several dead Marines in pools of blood. The Chief continues toward the bridge, where he finds Captain Keyes analyzing a large holographic display.
Captain Keyes.
Keyes turns to shake Master Chief's hand.
Good to see you, Master Chief. Things aren't going well. Cortana did her best, but we never really had a chance.
A dozen Covenant superior battleships against a single Halcyon-class cruiser. With those odds, I'm content with 3, make that 4 kills. Sleep well?
No thanks to your driving, yes.
So you did miss me.
Chief and Keyes stumble and almost lose their footing.
Report!
It must have been one of their boarding parties. I'd guess an antimatter charge.
Ma'am! Fire control for the main cannon is offline!
Captain, the cannon was my last offensive option.
All right, then. I'm initiating Cold Protocol Article 2. We're abandoning the Autumn. That means you too, Cortana.
While you do what? Go down with the ship?
In a manner of speaking. The object we found, I'm gonna try and land the Autumn on it.
With all due respect, sir, this war has enough dead heroes.
I appreciate your concern, Cortana, but it's not up to me. The protocol is clear. Destruction or capture of a shipboard AI is absolutely unacceptable, and that means you're leaving ship. Lock in a selection of emergency landing zones, upload them to my neural lace, and then sort yourself for a heart transfer.
Aye, aye, sir.
Cortana's avatar disappears.
Which is where you come in, Chief. Get Cortana off this ship. Keep her safe from the enemy. If they capture her, they'll learn everything. Force deployment, weapons research, Earth.
I understand.
Cortana reappears.
The Autumn will continue evasive maneuvers until you initiate a landing sequence. Not that you'll listen, but I'd suggest letting my subroutines handle the final approach.
Excellent work, Cortana. Thank you. Are you ready?
Cortana's gaze wanders, and she exhales softly.
Yank me.
Captain Keyes types on a nearby keyboard, and then on the holotank. Cortana's avatar flickers out as he removes a small data chip and offers it to Chief.
Good luck, Master Chief.
Chief accepts the chip, examines it, then slots it into the back of his helmet.
Your architecture isn't much different from the Autumn's.
Don't get any funny ideas.
A first-person view from Chief's eyes.
I don't keep it loaded, son. You'll have to find ammo as you go.
Keyes hands his sidearm to Master Chief, and text appears in one corner. AI constructs and cyborgs first. As Chief exits the bridge, he encounters 3 squat alien creatures with undersized heads and bizarre triangular tanks on their backs. He picks up an assault rifle and enters a spacious cafeteria, where Marines are battling more Covenant.
Those Marines could use some help, Chief. Do what you do best.
Chief fights his way through corridors alongside Marines, gunning down Covenant together. A taller bipedal species, elites, have energy shields, which shatter in a burst of light when fired upon. Their reptilian forms are plated in smooth blue armor.
What the hell? Did something just hit us? Move in! Back to the airlock!
A door explodes, sending 2 Marines flying.
This is the captain. Repel borders until ops personnel are away.
An exterior window shows the Autumn being lasered by beams of blue energy. The rust-colored planet in the background is significantly closer.
The life pods are launching. We should hurry.
An oblong gray shuttle detaches from the Autumn and is immediately shot down.
Covenant are destroying the life pods. They really don't want us on that ring.
As the Chief enters the observation room from earlier, 3 elites in the cryobay pause their searching to shoot at him. The plasma harmlessly hits the glass.
It looks like the Covenant wanted to catch you napping.
Later, Chief fights his way towards an airlock guarded by Marines. He clears out the last few Covenant with a grenade.
There's one last lifeboat. Quickly, get aboard before it launches.
A Marine dives into the airlock to avoid an explosion. Chief grabs the back of his collar and chucks him into the life pod before looking back.
No!
Now would be a very good time to leave.
Chief quickly boards the fully loaded pod as the doors close.
Punch it.
Ah, sir.
The life pod launches.
We're disengaged, going for minimum safe distance.
The shrinking Autumn is riddled with small explosions.
We're gonna make it, aren't we, sir? I don't want to die out here.
Chief looks at the Marine
Look!
and briefly grips his shoulder before joining the pilot at the front of the pod. Outside the viewport, the ring structure slowly rotates as it grows closer. Earth-like topography is visible on its interior side.
What is that thing, Lieutenant?
Hell if I know. We're landing on it.
She's been hit!
I knew it. The Autumn's accelerating. Keys is going in manual.
The distant Autumn blasts by the life pod towards the ring.
Heads up, everyone. This is it. We're entering the ring's atmosphere in 5.
Chief braces himself between the strapped-in Marines.
You sure you wouldn't rather take a seat?
We'll be fine.
The pod plummets towards a vast green landscape below.
If I still had fingers, they'd be crossed.
Chief clings to 2 handholds as the pod lurches about. Past rocky cliffs, the life pod makes its fiery descent.
We're coming in too fast. Damn! Air brake failure. They blew too early. I'm losing her. Brace for impact!
Fade to black. End of Level 1. Audio description written, recorded, mixed, and edited by Jennissary, with quality control help from Sightless Combat and Twitch viewers.